Can we be clear about this? If Caitlin Clark were not in the WNBA, we would not be talking about the WNBA. She's the only ticket draw in the WNBA. A large percentage of all tickets sold in the WNBA are so people can watch Caitlin Clark play basketball.
No one, and I mean no one, has been louder about being the face of women's basketball than Angel Reese. The problem? The receipts don't back it up. Reese has been riding Caitlin Clark's wave since college, convincing herself she's the co-star in this blockbuster. Meanwhile, the harsh reality just slapped her across the face. Ticket prices for their so-called rivalry game have collapsed faster than Reese's shooting percentage.
The actual game, Saturday. And guys, ticket prices for this game, ooh-wee. I thought they were coming for her too, right? Question mark? Yeah, that's what Angel Reese told us. As she decided that she wanted to play the villain role. Well, it seems that people would rather show up and pay big money to watch Batman and not the Joker.
The numbers don't care about feelings, egos, or hype. They tell the truth every single time. And right now, the truth is ugly. When Caitlin Clark went down with a quad strain and the Fever announced she'd miss 2 weeks, it wasn't just Indiana that felt the pain. The entire WNBA ticket market crumbled overnight. We're talking Wall Street meltdown energy. Fans stopped paying top dollar the second Clark's name came off the marquee.
Cheapest ticket when Caitlin Clark was playing basketball was $45, and that was because they were filling the stands and there was competition there. People wanted to go watch her play. Now that she's not playing because she's out, because she's injured, the cheapest ticket is $3. Yes, I'm pretty sure a hot dog is more expensive than the seats to go watch these women play basketball. Caitlin Clark is literally making the franchise better. She's bringing in more revenue and she's making more people watch the basketball game.
Let's talk about the receipts. June 7th, Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever at the United Center. Before Clark's injury, tickets were averaging $210, with the cheapest seat at $86. Then the news dropped. Within 48 hours, those prices nosedived to $95 on average. Get-in prices? Down to $25. That's a 71% free fall. No market manipulation. No excuses. Just cold, hard math.
Fever Sky tickets dropped 71% on TickPick after Caitlin Clark injury. The get-in price for the Chicago Sky versus Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever game was $86. After Caitlin Clark's injury announcement is now down to $25. And you Angel Reese fangirls will still believe and think that Angel Reese is the reason why people are watching the WNBA. It was as delusional as Angel Reese is and as delusional as her.
And yet, here's the comedy of it all. Angel Reese still struts around like she's the reason people are buying tickets. Sis, the proof is right there. Without Clark, demand collapsed. Reese has spent most of her career hooping in half-empty gyms. Now she thinks she's selling out arenas? That's not confidence. That's pure delusion. She's a supporting character mistaking herself for the lead.
Angel Reese said the WNBA was popular because of her. Why are the views dropping? She said she was popular. How can we get people to watch? I don't even watch. To make the game more popular, we're gonna let fans bet on Angel Reese missed layups per game. Right now, the over-under is at
Clark's impact isn't subtle. It's massive. With her on the court, WNBA games average 1.178 million viewers. Without her, just 394,000. That's a 199% gap so wide you could throw the Grand Canyon in it and still have room left over. But Reese? She's still pushing the narrative that she's half the reason people tune in. The reality? Fans show up to watch Clark, and Reese only benefits because she gets to play opposite the main attraction.
No one, I mean no one, is paying to see Angel Reese attempt to play basketball. Hell, not even Mama Reese is paying to watch this lack of skill. My inside sources are telling me that Mama Reese demands free tickets. The Chicago Bravado, they happily oblige because they're also giving away free tickets to the other dozen or so people that show up to the arena.
Now let's rewind to why this game was even moved in the first place. The Sky ditched their 10,000-seat Wintrust Arena and upgraded to the 23,500-seat United Center. Why? Because of Caitlin Clark. Not because of Angel Reese. Not because Chicago was suddenly hot. Because Clark sells tickets like nobody else in WNBA history. And the proof is in the pricing. June 7th without Clark? Tickets start at $14. Their rematch on July 27th with Clark back? Tickets start at $82. That's an 83% jump. The only difference? Clark. If Reese was truly the draw she claims to be, prices wouldn't tank this badly.
Ticket for the June 7th showdown is $14. The next Fever Sky game after that on July 27th, which like the June 7th game is taking place at Chicago's United Center, which seats 23,500 as opposed to 10,387. The cheapest ticket for that game next month is currently at $82, according to Vivid Seats. It gets much worse. Therefore, there's currently an 83% drop.
But here's where it gets laughable. When reporters pressed Reese about her role in the WNBA's popularity, she dodged like a politician. Next question. That's not confidence. That's fear. Fear of admitting the obvious. And here's the twist. Reese wasn't entirely wrong when she once said people watch because of both players. But not for the reason she thinks. People watch to see Clark shine, and to see Reese get humbled in real time. She's the villain in this story, the rival that makes Clark's greatness pop even more.
As a basketball player, I've come to realize that watching Angel Reese is the most frustrating task for me on the planet. Yes, the whole planet. Watch how many times she gets blocked in this possession. What is that? Look at this. Look, go again. Look at this. Blocked again. She's just kind of just throwing it up there and getting blocked again. If I tear up in this video, I apologize. This is just disgusting for me to watch. The amount of layups she misses. Listen, I'm not a big hater, but bad basketball, it is bad because she talks trash about it too. Like she thinks she's a bucket. Listen, I will be okay. Watch this. Watch the woman in the corner. Stand up. Sit down. You see her teammate sit up. Watch this slow mo.
The season opener told us everything. That game shattered records, pulling in 2.7 million viewers, the most watched WNBA regular season game ever on ESPN. But let's be honest, if it was just the Sky versus any random team, would those numbers even sniff 2 million? Not a chance. Clark turned that game into an event. She turned ticket stubs into gold. Last season alone, the Fever set a league record with over 643,000 fans attending their games, averaging 16,000 per night. That's not growth. That's revolution.
Clark opens second season with a milestone audience against Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky, and that number is, drumroll please, 2.7 million viewers on average with a peak of 3.1, up 115% versus last year's regular season ABC average. The Aces Liberty, which was the game prior, gave you 1.3 million average. Folks, 1.5 additional million people said, oh gosh, the Indiana Fever are back in action. Let me stop watching the Indianapolis 500 practice. Let me stop watching the PGA golf. Let me stop watching whatever it is I'm watching because Caitlin Clark's about to play.
Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky? They can barely scrape together wins, let alone sell out buildings. Sure, Reese is leading the league in rebounds. But rebounds don't sell jerseys. They don't crash ticket sites. They don't push highlight reels into trending tabs. Look at the data. When Clark went down, Fever vs. Mystics ticket prices dropped from $160 to $136. Fever vs. Sun? An 18.5% drop in 3 days. And the most brutal stat of all? Last year's Sky Fever finale averaged $386 per ticket. This year's Clarkless Showdown? $14. That's not a coincidence. That's a market verdict.
Things where I don't think the league realizes how much it relies. I don't think the league realizes how much it relies on Caitlin Clark. I think every fan knows how much it relies on Caitlin Clark. I think absolutely every fan knows. But like Caitlin Clark is bigger.
Yet, Reese refuses to accept reality. Instead, she's doubled down on performative fan interactions, acting like waving during warm-ups is proof of relevance. The sad truth? She could have leaned into being the perfect foil, the rival who makes Clark's dominance even sweeter. Instead, she's cosplaying as a superstar the market has already rejected. Look at the league-wide data. Ticket prices are up 43% year-over-year. But that's because of Clark. Fever games alone average $282 on the road. They make up 9 of the top 10 highest-priced matchups this season. Angel Reese is simply along for the ride.
Take the W, it's going to mean more money for everybody. All the good players in the WNBA are going to make more money because of this. Hell, the NBA right now is about to have an Oklahoma City, Indiana finals. That thing's going to rate as poorly as those games in tape delay in the NBA finals in the 70s. This is going to be awful for NBA ratings, this matchup you're about to get in the NBA finals. Yet the WNBA continues to put up impressive ratings and numbers.
And the fan connection? It's night and day. Clark signs autographs before games, spending real time with supporters. Fans camp outside just to see her. Her Panini autographs resell for $500 to $1,250 and vanish instantly. Reese's merch? Crickets. The July rematch will be the ultimate test. With Clark back, tickets are already starting at $82. Compare that to the $14 June game without her. The crowd has spoken. The numbers are undeniable.
Fever Sky this Saturday are down to $8 with Caitlin Clark out. Wow. Seats for the rematch in Chicago later this year are being listed for $165. Right here. Tickets as low as $8. Tickets as low as $165.
And yet Reese's delusion continues to drag the conversation down. Instead of celebrating the league's once-in-a-generation star, we're stuck debating whether a role player deserves equal credit. Clark brought charter flights. Clark brought ratings that rivaled NBA broadcasts. Clark made women's basketball a must-watch. Reese? She's trying to claim Beyoncé status while barely cracking the backup dancer lineup. And the delusion would be funny if it wasn't so damaging.
To the middle of the backboard and went to the left side. She grabbed the rebound, shot it back on the other side. Grabbed the rebound again, shot it back in the middle. She had 5 rebounds in a 30-second span and scored no points.
Nuts.
I don't want to hear nothing. When you go 4 for 16 and you taking point-blank range shots, you're not very good. You're not very good.
Here's the bottom line. There's Caitlin Clark, and then there's everybody else fighting for second place. The tickets don't lie. The ratings don't lie. The fans don't lie. Angel Reese was never the main character, and unless something drastic changes, she never will be. The sooner she accepts her reality, the sooner she can actually contribute to her team instead of chasing relevance the market has already denied her. But given her track record, that moment of clarity is about as likely as the Sky selling out the United Center without Caitlin Clark, which is to say, not happening.